Hey guys, I'm gonna give this a second to see if it gets approved and wait for a couple people to hop on. I don't know if it's gonna tell me when it gets approved. Okay, so some people are on. Okay, so I wanted to do a training this morning for everybody really, but especially for the newbies to kind of, I know it's like super nerve-wracking when you first start out and you feel like nobody's watching you and you feel like nobody's messaging you. Thank you, I just got them. You feel like nobody's watching you, you feel like you're not getting any interaction or attention on your post, and you don't know if you're doing the right things. I'm kind of just going to go over some basics because I don't want this video to be like way too long. But basically I'm going to talk about how to get people to notice you when you're first starting out and like consistency and all that stuff. I don't know if a whole lot of people know me, so I'm just going to tell my story real quick. I started It Works May of last year, and I went executive I think 2 months in. I went Ruby I think 3 months in, and I stayed at Ruby from I think August until March of this year when I promoted to Emerald, and then I went Diamond in May. So a year and I went Diamond. So I'm not one of the people who started the company and took off super fast. I was actually pretty slow, but I don't regret that whatsoever. I'm still really happy that I'm Diamond now. I was able to quit my full-time job at the salon and stay home with my 2 kids. So I kind of wanted to share that I know a lot of people will like see people who take off in the business and they go super fast, and I don't want you to feel like everybody has to do that because everybody's story is different, and you don't want to compare yourself to somebody else because all that's going to do is kill your joy. Would you rather, 3 months into the business, you feel like you're not getting anywhere and you quit, or would you rather stay the course for a year and go Diamond and be able to make $2,000 from your phone? So I just kind of wanted to start off with that. So I took some notes, so if y'all see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. If y'all haven't already, y'all can invite your teams to this, and I think all you have to do is like press share at the bottom. Invite your teams to this, get all your new people on here. But basically, when I first started, like I said, I didn't feel like a lot of people were seeing my post, or they didn't care about my post or whatever, but people are watching you. Even if they're not liking your post, they're watching you. So really, to get people to like pay attention and to see what you're doing, you want to be posting 3 to 4 times a day. I normally post like 3 times a day, and only one of those should be about the business or about products. The rest of them you want to be lifestyle posts, and they should have absolutely nothing to do with It Works, because you want people to still know who you are, and they still want to see you. They don't just want to be bombarded with a ton of It Works posts. So you don't want to look spammy or anything like that. So I try to keep it at 3 to 4 posts a day. Make sure they're all good quality posts. What we say is you'd rather have good quality over quantity. So a couple things that I learned when I first started was you don't want to have like 50 emojis in your post, because that looks super spammy. So keep it to only a couple emojis within your post. You want to have a bright, clear picture. So like right now, this wouldn't be a good picture. I should be facing the window, and you want to be facing natural sunlight, and you want it to be a bright picture. If you're outside and it's like a gloomy day and it's like cloudy or whatever, you can use a photo editing app and edit the picture and brighten it up and put filters on it, make it brighter, crisper, clear, or whatever. My favorite photo editing app right now is PicTapGo, and if somebody wants to put that in the comments real quick. PicTapGo and Tada is the one I used to use. I can't think of any other ones right now, but PicTapGo is normally the one I use right now. And you want to have good content, meaning like the post itself, like the wording and everything, you want it to be a good quality post. And whether that means a short and simple to the point post, or it can be, a longer, lengthier post. Yeah, PicTapGo. a longer, lengthier post to get your point across. It doesn't really matter, but the picture is good to grab people's attention so they'll stop and read it. What I did when I first started out, like, I feel like posting is one of, like, the harder things to get used to in this company, because I feel like you have to totally rewire your brain and you have to learn how to post all over again, because the way we post, for one, it's spammy. We like to use attraction marketing, and it's like, I don't know, you just have to kind of rewire your brain to, like, think the way you should when it comes to posting in this business. And so what I did when I first started was I followed top leaders in the company, and, like, our top leaders and other top leaders, and I watched their post, and if they posted something that I liked, whether it be their picture or their post, I would either be like, oh, that's a really cute picture, I need to take a picture like that. Or if they had a really good post that I liked, what I would do was I would copy and paste that post into my notes so that I could rewrite that post later and use it as an idea. You don't ever want to copy and post it straight to your page, because their story is not your story. So you want to make it your own. So basically what I would do is I would retype the entire post and make it my own, and I would just kind of use it as an outline and like kind of guidelines, keep ideas, and like kind of go with the same flow but just make it my own. And so by the time I was done retyping it, it was my own post. And when I did that, it kind of got me into the mindset of the way I should be posting. And so I didn't feel like after maybe a month of doing that, like, I was able to write my own post, and I don't have to like go look for, I mean, sometimes I still look for inspiration. Like, if I'm like feeling like writer's block and I don't know what to post about, I'll still go to top leaders pages and get ideas, but I'm able to actually write my own post now, and it feels so much better and more natural. And so if you're like feeling stuck and feeling like you don't know how to post, I would recommend doing that. Some of the people that I look at for inspiration is obviously Katie Bevington and Brittany Cromwell, our team leaders. Ashley Clark is my upline, and I go look at her page a lot of the time because she has awesome pictures and she always posts really good for like single moms. So if you're a single mom, I would recommend looking at hers. If you want to look at my page, you can. Morgan McIntyre is good if you don't have kids and she's getting married. So if like you're getting married and you don't have kids, she's a good one to look at. Jade Hooper is really good for moms. Cheyenne Knox is like one of my favorites right now, and she's a college student and she doesn't have kids. So she's really good, and she's double diamond right now, and she's about to promote to triple diamond. So I love watching her post too. So those are some of the people who you can go look at for some inspiration. And like I said, just kind of use their post and make them their own, or make them your own, until you kind of get the hang of how to post. And post about everything. I know it does not feel natural when you first start, but like literally, I know like Katie and Brittany talk about this all the time. Post everything. Whether you get an LC today, you need to put that email on top of one of your pictures, and I use Typorama for that. I use Typorama, the, what's it called, watermark. I keep hitting the laughing one. Typorama is good for like the overlays for the emails, and like when we had promotions and we put like the promotion pack on top of pictures, that's what I use for that. You can change the opacity so you can make it like see-through, and it looks really cool. But literally post about everything. Post about when you get LC emails. If you get a DT, you want to post about that day. You want to post about that. You want to show all of your accomplishments. You want to, if you get a $100 weekly bonus, you definitely want to post about that, and you can talk about what you're buying with it. I know when I first started out, like $100 was a huge thing to me, and like that's not even our paycheck, like that's a bonus, and a lot of people don't have $100 to spend. So whether it be $100 that I spent on groceries, I would talk about that. If it was paying for diapers, I would talk about that. If it was paying for formula, I would talk about that. If it was just extra money that I didn't need for bills, and I talked about going shopping. A lot of moms don't have money to go shopping and spend on themselves, so like people want to see that. They want to see that you're actually making money. When we get paid on the 15th, first of all, our commissions get posted on the 8th. So you don't have to like post your amount that your paycheck is, but you can just say that, oh my gosh, I saw a preview of what my paycheck's going to be today, and I can't believe I'm making this much money from my phone, and I can't wait to get paid. Like, it's as simple as that. When we do get paid, you can post the email of your paycheck, just block out like how much you actually got paid. You want to like scribble through that so people don't see how much you get paid. But you can post that. You can post, one big thing is when you get LCs, I always like to ask my customers for reviews. So like if they're doing the cleanse, I'm like, hey, how'd you like the cleanse? And when they send me a text message back, they're like, oh my gosh, I loved it, I lost 5 pounds. Or if they send you a result picture or whatever, post that. Like, people want to see that other people love the product, and that's a huge thing. So you can always talk about your customers' reviews or result pictures, and always talk about what your company is paying for. And something that I always think about is I watched a training video from Jade Hooper when I first started, and she was talking about how when she first started, she was so broke that her It Works paycheck had paid for a gallon of milk. And she posted about that. And there was moms coming to her that literally couldn't afford groceries or a gallon of milk. And like that's crazy, but there's people out there like that. So like literally, it does not matter how small, you know, your paycheck, like whatever it's paying for. It can be a gallon of milk, it can be a pack of diapers, it can be a box of formula. I mean, it doesn't have to be extravagant, and you don't have to be super successful in this business to post about it. Like, you can say that you made an extra $100 this month, and somebody needs that. So you can still post about that, and don't be scared thinking, oh my gosh, this isn't enough for people to want this. Like, people need extra no matter how much the extra is. So post literally about everything. So like consistency really has a lot to do with that. The way I look at it is, you want to be posting every single day, like literally every single day. And you want to be posting 3 posts every single day, because people get on Facebook or Instagram or whatever you're using, they get on at different times a day. So the reason we post 3 different times a day is to make sure that everybody sees your post. And so, like, I normally post in the morning when I get up to show that my store is open, and then I post around lunchtime, or maybe when the kids are napping, I'll post like in the middle of the day, and then I'll post in the evening or at night. And so it's 3 different times people are going to see my post, they're going to click on my post, and they're going to go look at my page to see what I've posted about for the day. And so the way I think about it is, like, Walmart doesn't close 3 days out of the week. So you don't want your business to be closed 3 days out of the week. And if somebody doesn't see you posting for 1 day, then you're closed. You want people to know you're open for business all the time. So you want to be posting every single day. If you have a super crazy day and, like, God forbid you have to take your child to, like, the emergency room or something like that, obviously we don't expect you to be, you know, working in the ER or whatever, so that's totally understandable. But basically, if you're in the ER all day, all you have to do is like post something on Facebook and be like, hey, prayers for my daughter please, or something like that, just to, you know, show that you're not ignoring people if people are messaging you or whatever. Like, you just want to always be present on social media. That's what I do a lot. Like, if I'm having a really rough day and I'm just feeling super down, or I'm super busy for the day, or something bad happens, I just say, can I get some prayers for my family please? God knows what it's about, you know, just lift us up in prayer. And that's my post for the day. And then they know that I'll be right back the next day. And something that I learned super early on in the business, not to sound negative, but people are waiting for you to quit. Like, a lot of people, they see other It Works distributors, and, you know, there's a ton of people that sign up and they stay in for a week and they're like, oh, this isn't what I wanted. I thought I was going to be a millionaire overnight, and they quit. So they feel like, you know, everybody starts this company and quits, and you want to show them that you're not one of those people. So you want to be posting every single day, because say you don't post for 3 days in a row, they're going to be like, oh, she already quit, and they're not going to take you seriously. So you want to definitely, like, stand your ground and show that you're serious about this, because the more serious you are, people are going to take you serious, and they're going to want to join you, and they're going to want to order from you and stuff like that. Like, you just want to stay super consistent. And also with like follow-up messages and stuff like that, you want to stay consistent with that too, because you might not be the only It Works distributor that's talking to somebody about the business or products. So say that, you know, you talked to Sally 2 weeks ago, and Mandy messaged her yesterday talking to her about the company, and now she's ready to join the business today, and Mandy's talking to her today. So guess what? She's going to join with Mandy today, because you didn't follow up with her. So all it takes is a simple follow-up message, and a super easy way to stay consistent with follow-up messages is a lot of people work a 100s list, and if you don't know what a 100s list is, that's totally another training. So you can search it in the team page. Actually, you can search 100s page because we've had trainings about that before. But it's as simple as using a planner. So I don't know where my planner is right now, but literally every single day what I do is, when I talk to somebody about the business or the products, I write their name down in my planner for today. And that way in 2 weeks when I do follow-ups, I can look back 2 weeks ago, and I can see who I talked to and be like, oh, I haven't talked to them in 2 weeks, let me message them real quick and follow up. And follow-ups don't always have to be, hey, do you want to join the business now? You know, you can just create a relationship with them and talk to them like you're their friend, but that way you don't forget about anybody. And you want to make sure that you don't ever forget about anybody, because that's what we get paid for. So you want to make sure you're staying consistent with follow-ups so that they don't go sign with somebody else because you forgot to follow up with them. And something that's really, really, really spoke to me this month and last month is I kind of felt like I didn't have a lot of people watching me. And I'm a diamond now. And so it was getting super frustrated because I was like, what am I doing wrong? But I felt like I wasn't being consistent enough. So what I did was I made it a huge goal of mine this month to stay super consistent and to make sure this month my focus was on distributors. So I was making business posts every single day. And so what happened was I started at the end of last month, and I made business posts every single day. And I made sure I put out the best content I could. I took great pictures, and if I needed inspiration, I went and looked at top leaders, and I put out the best content I could, and I made sure I was posting that every single day. And I was giving them a variety. So I was talking about what I was paying for. I was talking about my freedom and what I'm able to do during the day. I was talking about being able to stay at home with my kids. And I was just staying super consistent. Well, guess what? Not only did I have people messaging me every single day when I was making business posts, it took a couple weeks for people to kind of see the consistency. But after a couple weeks of me posting every single day about the business, I had people messaging me, and I didn't have to reach out to every single person I talked to that day anymore. People were actually coming to me and asking me what I was doing and like wanting to know what it was all about. And they're like, oh my gosh, how are you able to stay home with your daughter? Or, oh my gosh, like, how are you able to have the extra money to do this? Or, how are you able to go on vacation so much? And it's because they were seeing my post every single day, so they knew who I was. Well, what's even more awesome about this was because I was so consistent and I prayed to God every single day over my business, and literally just because of the consistency, when this distributor promotion came out and it was only $20 to join the business, everybody that had been messaging me all month were my follow-ups. That's who I was able to talk to for the rest of the month, or for during the promotion period. I was able to follow up with them and say, I know you were super interested in this business, and it's only $20 now. So if you want to do what I do, now's the time to join. And so not only did I have those people to follow up with, but the people who had been watching me all month and didn't reach out yet, they reached out when it was $20 because they saw how much it had been changing my life this month. So they were able to get started doing what I'm doing, and they weren't as scared to ask me about what I do because they saw it was only $20. So because I was consistent all month, I was able to enroll 15 distributors this month. And it's all because of my consistency, and I will swear by consistency for the rest of my business. And it's not that I wasn't consistent before, I just wasn't as consistent as I should have been. Like I said, you should definitely be posting every single day. Don't skip a day. And so that was huge, and I wanted to share that because, consistency is, the biggest part of the business. Like I said, I've been in the business for over a year now, and if they're, the biggest thing, I think consistency is key, so that's definitely a huge thing. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, it kind of has to do with what I was talking about. Oh, my goodness. What I was talking about earlier with sharing everything. So you want to be a product of the product. That's a huge thing for getting loyal customers. When I say share everything, there is probably at least one product that you're using every single day. When I first started, I was pregnant, so I was only able to use a couple things, and that was Stretch Mark cream every single day, greens every single day, and toward the end of my pregnancy, I was using the shake because I was always starving, and obviously I didn't want to gain a ton of extra weight, so I would drink a protein shake in between meals. And so I would post about those products every single day. And so, for example, with the Stretch Mark cream, that was my second pregnancy, so I had stretch marks for my first pregnancy, and so I was able to talk about how I got rid of all my stretch marks from my first pregnancy, and I didn't get any stretch marks with my second pregnancy. And I shared the stretch mark cream. I talked about it pretty much every other day. And because of that, and because I was so consistent about talking about that product, I had at least 5 customers for the Stretch Mark cream every single month while I was pregnant because it was my favorite product, and I was consistently talking about it. And people want to see that you are using it. And so, if they see, if your friends see that you're using it and how much you love it, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I have to try it. And they want to see your results. Yeah, it's good to show other people's results when you, Like, if you don't have 50 pounds to lose and you want to share a result picture for the system, that's okay. And you can share other people's results and people are still going to look at that. But people are going to trust you even more when it's your own results and you're talking about how much you love it and why you love it. So if you're consistently talking about products throughout the month, then there's no way you're not going to get your 4 customers for the month. And so that's what I was doing, was I was sharing the stretch mark cream all month. I was sharing the greens all month. I was sharing the shake all month. And there was a couple other things, like you can use skincare and stuff like that. But that's what I talked about pretty much the whole time I was pregnant. And because, like I said, because I loved it and I shared about it all the time, I was consistent and I shared what it was doing for me, then people fell in love with it also, and then they wanted to try it for themselves. So basically, you know, if you believe in the company and you believe in the products and you're sharing your success with the products and you're sharing why you love them and, you know, you're giving your personal testimonies, people will fall in love with the products from following you. So if you just, like I said, consistency with the business, with your post, with messaging, with using the products, falling in love with the products for yourself, everything like that, like, you'll do good. And you just, like, something that we really preach to our team is, like I said, don't give it 3 weeks and then give up because it's not what you thought or you're not making as much as you thought. Because it took me, my goal when I first started was diamond, and it took me a year to get to diamond. But like I said, do I regret it taking me that long? No, because I'm still at home with my kids and I'm still making an average of $2,000 a month, and now I'm boxed for double diamond, and I wouldn't be here if I gave up 3 months into the business when I thought I wasn't getting anywhere. So really just stay consistent and stay the course and pray to God, pray over your business, and really learn as much as you can. Watch all of the training videos you can and you'll do just fine. Like, it's a learning process for sure, and there's a lot to learn, but you'll do great if you just stay. So that's all I had to say. I hope y'all learned a lot from this, and I'll see y'all later.